Hello again, everybody. Red of Half Century collecting sports cards here on this early October windy early playoff season day. The leaves are starting to change a little. They're definitely blowing off the trees, and we are going to show some more of my favorite baseball cards. But first, a quick review of last time's cards. The 52 Topps Monty Irvin, the 1895 Mayo Plug Kid Nichols, and the 1956 Topps Roberto Clemente. So I'm going to start with a card that you probably don't see a whole lot from this set. It is a set from Puerto Rico, and it is the Denia set that came in powdered milk. Maybe the only baseball cards that came in powdered milk. There were baseball, basketball, and boxing cards in this set. Initially called a 1950-51 set. My standard catalog from the mid-90s calls it that, and SGC and PSA both labeled it that at first. There were 13 total from the whole set, PSA graded cards. And then when they changed it to 51, 52, which is how it's labeled now, there are 13 more total from the set, 2 Leon Days out of PSA, and there's 6 out of SGC. Now SGC has done about 10 times as many as PSA for the whole set, which says there is some staying power. It's a whole nother story on SGC, no matter what happens to them in the future. But they graded about 250 total from this set. So give you a closer look at that day. It's, I know, a little soiled. They were made to put in albums, which I think this one probably was. So it's got a bit of paper loss or added in the back from that. Probably taken out of that album, but cool color card of Leon Day. Now a little bit about Day. He is one of the best pitchers ever to come out of the Negro Leagues. He played Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, but mostly known for his work in the Negro Leagues, where in 1946 he helped the Newark Eagles, who also had, grab him, this double play combination. Second base Larry Doby, shortstop Monty Irvin. I know they're both outfielders afterwards, but the ace pitcher of that team was Leon Day, and Day had a 13-2 record that year, 1946, in a 61-game season. Led the league in strikeouts, and he was the World Series hero. They beat the Kansas City Monarchs. The Monarchs were about to win the game. Buck O'Neill hit a drive deep into center field, and Leon Day, who was playing center field when he didn't pitch, ran back on the ball, Buck said, and came out of nowhere, made a diving catch to save the game, take away Buck O'Neill's World Series winning feat, and the Newark Eagles end up winning that World Series. Now, Day started in the mid-30s, had some really good years, and by 1946, he was coming back from a 2-year stint in World War II. He was part of the invasion of Normandy, and so hadn't pitched in about 2-3 years. Comes back opening day and throws a no-hitter in 1946. So Bob Feller, not the only one to throw a opening day no-hitter, as Leon Day did it as well. And ironically, Leon Day won a Bob Feller Honor of Valor award later in his life for his service in World War II. Now, Day, besides being an outstanding pitcher, was a tremendous athlete. He ran the 100-yard dash in 10 flat, wearing his baseball uniform. Now, I know Bob Hayes, who was an Olympic runner at one time, ran the 100-yard dash in 9.9, and I know that because it said that on the back of one of his football cards when I was growing up. So that's allowed Day to play center field as well as a lot of other positions. He threw hard too as a pitcher. In fact, it was Larry Doby who said, if you saw this guy Bob Gibson pitch. You saw Leon Day pitch. They had a lot of the same style. Day said his best pitch was the brush off, which he liked to throw inside, knock the players down a little bit. And here, I wanted you to listen just to a little audio of Leon Day talking himself about some of the pitches thrown in the Negro Leagues, not necessarily by him.
Well, there was sandpaper. They'd use sandpaper to rough the ball up.
What would that do when they did that?
It'd make the ball, the wind get in the cut or the rough on the ball and make it move.
Mm-hmm.
When you hold the cut up,
yeah,
it'll go down. You hold it down, it'll go up.
Whoa.
Hold it on the side, it'll go that way, And they would use needles.
Needles?
Gramophone needles. Stick it down in the line into the ball.
Yeah.
That'll make it move.
That'll make it move too. Whoa, boy.
Vaseline.
Vaseline?
Now, after those Newark Eagle days, Leon Day is in his late 30s. Integration is happening. His teammates Larry Doby, Monty Irvin, are playing in the major leagues. Leon Day still would like a shot, but he knows he's older. He ends up signing, besides playing in Puerto Rico, Mexico, ends up signing with some AAA teams, playing with the St. Louis Browns affiliates in Scranton, played in Toronto a little bit, and he pitched really well. He had ERAs under 2 a couple of times, but despite that, he wasn't given the chance in his old age like Satchel was, and Leon Day just ended up playing those years in AAA. Now, one little tidbit here too, against Satchel, head-to-head matchups, Leon Day went 3-1. One of the wins was a 1-0 victory where Leon hit the home run to win the game. So Leon Day, one of the best Negro Leaguers ever, finally got in the Hall of Fame in 1995, and in fact he was voted in. He didn't live to the ceremony. He died 6 days after he knew he was voted in, so that was pretty cool. He talked about that a little bit in that time. And his wife gave, it was a cool, if you want to watch it on YouTube, his wife's Hall of Fame speech I thought was really touching after Leon Day had passed. So one of just 2 cards available of Leon Day, this Denia card, and then he's got a 4950 Tolateros. So legendary Leon Day. Now my next featured card is one that I just recently picked up, and I know I originally did this series as my top 400, and it's going to end up being a little more than that because I bought some new cards since then that have got into this list, and this is one of them. It's another from a low pop count. There's less than 10 of these, both SGC and PSA total graded, and that is from the 1953-54 Briggs Meats set, and this is the Duke Snyder. And one thing I really wanted to get, this is my first Briggs Meats card, and I wanted to get one that had a border showing. Most of them were cut without the border, and those end up just getting authentic grades. In fact, there's only 33 total PSA that have number grades, and this is of all cards, not just Duke Snyder, any of their Briggs Meats cards, and 29 SGC. So 62 from the whole set, and 3 of those are Duke Snyders. Those are all SGCs. The 5 PSAs, and none of them got number grades, so none of them have borders. And the SGC ones, 3 of them did. This is one of the 3. The lowest graded of the 3, but that's fine because it is, I think, a really cool looking card. Got that red border. I love hot dog cards. Not necessarily hot dogs so much, although they sure do taste good in ball games. And when I coach and sit in the third base box coaching our JV games, after our varsity game, I always seem to get a hot dog in my mouth while I'm coaching for one of those first few innings after we finish that varsity game, and it sure tastes good. And I'm guessing these Briggs Meats hot dogs were good. They came in hot dog packages, so they're not real clean on the backs. Somebody even wrote Duke on this one, which I think is kind of cool. Duke Snyder, I know, part of that Willie, Mickey, and the Duke trio from that song. Maybe not as heralded as the other 2, but he was really good. himself as a center fielder. In fact, this is the first of 5 consecutive years hitting 40 or more home runs. And in his 53 season, besides hitting 42 homers, he hit 336. The next year he hit 341. Way up there in MVP votes, though he never ended up winning an MVP. So he was quite a player. Zone with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Duke Snider. And love that card. And then speaking of Willie, Mickey, and the Duke, the last featured card of the day, we're going to go to the 56 Mickey Mantle from Topps. Now, Mickey had a great career and was already a really good player this time, but this is the season that defined him, was this 56. Unreal season that he had. And I know they've shown that picture of him making a catch, which he didn't actually make. I think they just threw the ball in that inaction part of it, but sweet picture of Mickey Mantle, his Triple Crown 1956 season. One of the best seasons of all time. He had over 11.3 WAR that year, and he did the next year as well. See the back of those cool 56 cards. So, just a card I really like. Won't be my last mantle that I show, but it's a cool mantle. So 3 cards for the day. Get them all in one picture. The Denia Leon Day, the Briggs meets Duke Snider, and the 56 Topps Mickey Mantle. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time.